I would like to call Hector Munoz, the president of the Connecticut Council of LISTA.
I want to say thank you here again for everyone here for this opportunity. On behalf of the national, I'm here representing New York chapter of the Latino Information Science Technology Association. I'm going to make it very short. We're a nonprofit organization that we are to help educate and encourage our community and as well as other communities to use technology in order to empower their communities, in particular broadband. One of the missing components that I see here that we have not discussed, and one of the communities that we have neglected, is the IT professional in corporate America. We're complaining about the cost, the access, that the vendors, they do this, that the monopoly, but what's happening to who is really making these technologies? A lot of this technology is going overseas. And I'm an example here. I've been working over 20 years in technology. I have my degree here in New York. I'm working in Connecticut, but I have family living here in New York. And what's happening is that we don't have too many people in our corporate America that really understand the needs of our community. We need more representation. We need to have our business here in America. If we have that balance and we respect people that have work and are single parents that have education and they go have a degree in technology, but what's happening in corporate America, they're being intimidated, unfairness, and they may set up for failure. And I'm not talking on my behalf, I'm talking a lot of people out there, not in the Latino community, I'm talking for other communities as well. If we had that representation and we had that balance, then we can have more positive things happening in our community, especially here in New York. Connecticut, New England is looking at New York. So just to wrap this up, okay, one example I want to hear, very, very simple, something that LISTA did with other organizations. We went to Dominican Republic, and we helped children living for less than $1 a day. And in 4 days, we build schools, we help instructors and professors, not only to bring computers that get donated for the company here for New York, where I'm very proud of that, but to help them to become leaders in the community. My question is, how come in 4 days, corporations here for American can help each other, and they are not penalizing people because of the performance appraisals or whatever is happening here in infrastructure, but we put together a community there in Dominican Republic in less than a week, and these people are maintaining their own computers when they don't even have electricity. Electricity is not an excuse because we're bringing other technology like solar energy. We can make this to happen here in the United States. We need that combination of the private and the community to have representation.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Munoz. Are there questions for Mr. Munoz?
I'm very familiar with LISTA and the good work that they're doing throughout the country. And my question to you is this. How much corporate support have you had? I know that you've been trying to get some programs going in Latino neighborhoods and to provide, especially for small business, train them and get them connected. How much support have you had as a nonprofit organization in those efforts?
I cannot really quantify the support. The support has been there. I can say in New York we have support for private corporations, but it's just not a matter of giving $5,000, $10,000. It's not the money. It's a process that it goes more than the dollar. It's working together and saying we're here because we want to help the project for LISTA or the other nonprofit organizations to have the commitment, and not only to show the money there and then don't do anything about it. I mean, we have to be grateful that companies have been helping us financially, but I think it's a process that is not impacting our communities, impacting our families and this country as well. So how are we going to be complaining our job being outsourced if we don't help each other here first in America? So I think it's more than money. It's really helping together and to see the reality of what's happening.
Let me see, perhaps you didn't understand my question. Are you saying that in your case, Latinos, after they get trained, they're having difficulties in getting jobs or getting positions in key positions in American corporations?
Absolutely, yes. And I think it's not just getting the jobs and just filling the minority quota. It's a matter of who, it's just a matter of reading a book. And technology is something that's constantly changing. But when you're in the private sector, or you're in a company, we need to work as a team, all right? And if we don't have that opportunity like others, they do have that competitive edge, we are not going to be able to set up for success, but for failure. And the numbers in the working place for minorities, not only for Latinos, talking the Afro-American, the Asians, are going down. And the numbers of students going to MIT and those universities are going down. And why? Because it is a challenge. It's a nightmare, emotionally and physically, to keep a job in technology nowadays, when not only the competition is going on overseas, but internally here in this country, the companies are not really helping.
Thank you, Mr. Munoz.